If you drive in Ontario, there are a number of traffic laws that may surprise you. And if you've ever been charged with a traffic violation, you'll know that ignorance of the law is no defense. I'm Derek Wilson, a personal injury lawyer in Hamilton, Ontario, and it's important to be clear about what is and what isn't allowed on Ontario's roadways. Rule 1. Crosswalks. Have you ever driven through a crosswalk on the other side of where the pedestrian is walking? As of 2016, that's highly illegal. At all crosswalks in Ontario, the pedestrians must complete the crosswalk and be back on the sidewalk before you can resume driving. If you don't wait for them to clear the road, you could be fined up to $500 and lose 3 demerit points. Speaking of crosswalks, did you know that it's illegal to change lanes within 30 meters of a crosswalk? Cars crossing into another lane have an obstructed view of the crosswalk, so the next time you're tempted to change lanes to avoid a pedestrian crossing, just don't. Rule 3. Changing lanes in an intersection. This law is confusing for drivers. Contrary to popular belief, in Ontario, it is legal to change lanes in an intersection, but that doesn't mean you should. If you cause an accident, you can be charged with making an unsafe pass. Law number 4. Distracted versus careless driving. The distracted driving laws in Ontario are limited to using a device while driving, like a mobile phone or GPS. But what about eating or putting on makeup while driving? While you might not get pulled over for doing one of these things, under the distracted driving laws, if you cause an accident because you're distracted, you could be charged with careless driving and be held liable. Rule 5. Don't ignore the countdown clock. This one is for pedestrians. If you're crossing at an intersection that has a pedestrian countdown clock, did you know it's illegal to start crossing if the countdown has already begun? The idea is that if nobody crosses during the countdown, cars turning right on the red can do so with less risk to pedestrians. It's a problematic law given that some intersections start the countdown the second the light turns green. Rule 6. Blood alcohol levels in the warning range. You probably know that in Ontario, driving with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 is a criminal offense. But did you know that police can suspend your license for 3 days or more if you have a blood alcohol level 0.05 or higher, but less than 0.08? It's called an administrative penalty, more commonly referred to as the warning range. And my favorite Ontario traffic law that you probably didn't know about, Section 173 of the Ontario Traffic Act states, "No person shall race or drive furiously any horse or other animal on a highway, so please keep your horse in their trailer when traveling the QEW." If you've been injured in an accident, feel free to call my office. Let's talk.